Breaking news. On November 1st, 2025, sweeping changes are set to hit dual citizenship rules for Americans. And if you hold a US passport and another nationality, this could change your life overnight. The clock is ticking, and whether you've been planning a second citizenship, already hold one, or are simply an American living abroad, you must know what's coming. Stay right here, because in the next several minutes we're diving deep into what's changing, who it affects, what you must do, and how to act before it's too late. Imagine waking up and finding your dual citizenship suddenly under threat. New reporting rules, changed travel rights, even questions about your loyalty under US law. Sounds dramatic? It's not. Big changes coming in 2025 could reshape everything. For millions of Americans with dual citizenship, the question is simple. Are you ready? In this video, I'll explain what the current law says, what's changing on November 1st, 2025, how it might affect you, and what steps you should take right now. Let's get into it. Under current law, the US allows dual citizenship. You don't have to choose between being American and holding another nationality. That means if you're born in the US and another country later grants you citizenship, you can legally keep both. Even if you become a citizen elsewhere, you usually don't lose your US citizenship, but it comes with responsibilities. When entering or leaving the US, you must use your American passport. Dual citizens can also face complex issues, from taxes to security clearances to legal conflicts. That's the baseline. Now, what's changing and why does November 1st, 2025 matter? On January 20th, 2025, President Donald Trump signed Executive Order 14160, protecting the meaning and value of American citizenship. It's about tightening birthright citizenship, but hints at broader shifts in how the US treats dual nationals. Reports also suggest greater scrutiny on dual citizens regarding security clearances and new compliance duties. While no rule is literally titled Dual Citizenship Rule Changes November 1st, 2025, that's when new guidance and enforcement begin taking shape. For dual nationals, think of that date as a wake-up call, the moment to have everything in order. The changes could affect you if you are a US citizen and hold citizenship in another country, if you plan to acquire a second citizenship while being a US citizen, if you are living abroad and also hold or are eligible for another nationality, or if you hold a foreign passport and travel frequently. If you fall into any of these categories, the upcoming changes matter. If you solely hold US citizenship, you're less directly impacted, though broader shifts may still ripple to you, especially if you travel, invest, or plan to naturalize elsewhere. One of the clearest signals emerging is increased reporting and disclosure obligations. The US government is preparing to demand more detailed reporting from dual nationals, foreign passport usage, residence abroad, foreign military service, and allegiance declarations. Even if you've held dual citizenship for years, you might soon face new forms, questionnaires, or interviews requiring full transparency. Another expected shift involves restrictions on access to sensitive positions. Dual citizenship is increasingly viewed as a potential security concern. Reports have argued that a ban on dual citizenship for employees with access to classified information is overdue. So if you work or plan to work in government intelligence or defense, your dual national status might be scrutinized. Even ordinary citizens could face ripple effects, including limited opportunities. Travel and passport use are also affected. Being a dual national means you're tied to two sovereignties, and that can complicate travel, taxation, and legal status. Your second nationality is based on the foreign country's laws, and some countries may not recognize your US nationality while you are on their soil. From November 1, 2025 onward, expect stricter enforcement of these rules, particularly regarding entry and exit requirements. Tax and legal responsibilities are another heavy area. Dual nationals are already subject to US tax on global income, and upcoming changes could intensify enforcement. More Americans abroad are renouncing their citizenship because of compliance burdens. While not a new law, the overall climate is shifting toward higher scrutiny. So if you hold dual citizenship, weigh not just your privileges, but also the costs, legal, tax, and financial. Because of the executive order and related policy changes, the US is signaling tighter scrutiny around how citizenship is acquired and maintained. For dual nationals, this might mean that if you acquire foreign citizenship or already have one, your US citizenship could come under review, particularly if your foreign citizenship involves military service or allegiance to a foreign state. The safe zone you once assumed may be shrinking. This is where you need to act. Treat November 1st, 2025 as your line in the sand. Start by making an inventory of your citizenships and travel documents. Confirm all the nationalities you hold, check the laws of those countries, and review your passport's expiry dates. If you regularly use a foreign passport, understand how it interacts with US law. Remember, you must use your US passport to enter and leave the United States. Review your residence status abroad. If you live overseas, note how much time you spend in each country. Determine if you owe taxes abroad or have foreign assets. If you've served in another country's military or owe obligations elsewhere, consult a lawyer. Update your travel habits and documentation. Always use your US passport to enter or exit the US. In other countries where you hold citizenship, check whether they enforce exit bans or require their passport for travel. Keep digital copies of your passports and visas. Future reviews may require them. Seek professional advice. Consult US immigration or nationality attorneys experienced with dual nationals, and talk to international tax experts if you hold foreign accounts or investments. If you plan to acquire another citizenship, act before new rules harden. And finally, prepare for worst-case scenarios. Ask yourself what happens if one of your citizenships becomes restricted, revoked, or too costly to maintain. Many people have already renounced one citizenship to reduce burden, but that's a life-changing step that requires planning. The major risks can't be ignored. Dual nationals may lose certain privileges or face higher scrutiny. Some countries might not recognize your US nationality while you're on their soil, leaving you vulnerable. US citizens must still report global income, and penalties for non-compliance can be steep. Renunciation once done is permanent, and the overall legal future is uncertain. Ongoing challenges to citizenship laws mean further changes are possible. If you're an American abroad, an immigrant in the USA, or someone exploring second citizenship, these shifts matter deeply. Many Americans took dual citizenship to maintain ties to family and culture or open business opportunities abroad. But what was once a benefit is becoming a complex legal equation. Your children's future rights, inheritance, and travel freedoms may all be affected after November 1st, 2025. To understand the human impact, imagine a few real-world examples. Sarah, a dual citizen of the US and Ireland, faces new disclosures and background checks when applying for a government job. Ahmed, a dual citizen living in Pakistan, encounters travel complications and new financial reporting demands. Maria, an investor seeking European citizenship, finds the process more burdensome after November 1st, 2025, as disclosure and taxation requirements rise sharply. These scenarios may differ, but they share one. Dual citizenship now carries more responsibility than ever before. Why is the government tightening rules? There are multiple reasons. National security concerns, divided loyalties and foreign allegiances, rising global mobility prompting policy adjustments, tax enforcement, and an effort to preserve the perceived value of US citizenship. Governments worldwide are moving toward higher accountability for dual nationals, not just the US. Looking ahead beyond November 1st, 2025, more restrictions are likely. Some proposed bills aim to limit dual citizens' eligibility for certain government roles. Agencies may conduct audits of dual nationals, reviewing travel data, foreign assets, and military service. Some individuals will voluntarily renounce one citizenship because compliance becomes too demanding. Other countries may follow suit, changing their own laws and making life more complicated for people caught between systems. The legal landscape will continue shifting, so staying informed. Before you go, stop right there. If you have dual citizenship, your travel, work, or even your passports could be at risk. Don't wait for November 1st to find out the hard way. Subscribe now, turn on alerts, and share this with anyone who has family abroad. This change could affect us all.